Derek tries to catch little bits of fresh convo from us in the beginning. So he
Yeah,
sneaky
right.
records. Do 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 do.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to Bugs Need Heroes, a podcast where an artist and an entomologist team up to illustrate the inspiring abilities of insects by creating a bug-themed hero. I'm Amanda.
Amanda, breathe. I'm Kelly.
Before we get started creating this bug-inspired hero, what's bugging you, Kelly?
I don't think I have any complaints. Doing good.
You
Doing fine.
gotta find things to complain. This is
about.
the intro.
I had a little bit of trouble with some bioinformatics that I'm doing for my dissertation, but my advisor's going to help me out with that, so it's fine.
I have the words you just said to me mean nothing.
That I just gibberished all over the place.
You're just like, I cookie cuttered the lamppost, and I'm like, what?
I need help cookie cuttering the lamppost, so
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen, and it's fine.
All right.
I
hope you can help with that.
I won't bore the listeners with it. It's just it's some stuff I got to do for my research.
Are the skeeters not laying their eggs right?
They are finally laying eggs. Those little jerks did not lay eggs for like 2 weeks. And
what do they think they are?
Every time they lay eggs, that part of the project will take me 6 weeks to do.
Right.
So I need them to lay eggs quickly, so I'm not working on this project into June. That would be nice. So more eggs, ladies. More eggs.
Ladies.
What about you? What's bugging you? Anything?
Oh, I'm moving. And I don't know if you've moved lately, but it's the worst. It's just like everything you own seems impossible to fit in a box. Yeah. You're just like, how did I accumulate
more stuff than you?
How did I accumulate so much junk? And like, I go to get rid of it, and then my ADHD brain's like, no, you need to keep it. You need to keep it. What if you need it someday? What if you need it? I'm like, but I don't need it. Do I really need this? And they're like,
And then you also have children, so you have lots of little kid stuff to pack, right?
Bruh, I don't know how I'm going to fit this many toys in my new house. Like, where do they get them all? Some of them are just going to have to stay here. Congratulations, people who come next. Congratulations, you got my kids' junk.
I think I've seen pictures of your new home, and it looks adorable.
Yes, we're very excited.
Adorable, yeah.
The best part is, of course, which I don't think you've seen yet. I don't think you've seen the secret room.
Ooh, I love a secret room.
I'll have to send a video to you.
Yeah. Is that where the podcasting will happen?
Honestly, maybe. So the secret room at our new house is they had a closet. It's like a big closet, like a walk-in closet. So it's probably about 4 by 6. So it's not like huge, but it's a decent sized closet. And when they redid the house before, they did it back in like 2018, they put some decorative boarding on the wall, and behind one of the decorative boards, a room.
Oh, it's so weird to me when people do that to a room. When they block it up.
So, yeah, that's true. But it's got a swing door, everything. When my 4-year-old saw it, he was like, "This is it. We have to move here. This is it. I want to live in this secret room." That's so cute. So we're gonna put a bunch of pillows and stuff in there, and he can. But he's finally had it. He's had it with me and my making him put on pants ways. He can go sit in the secret room,
hang out in his own little secret room,
his own little cave.
Well, that's very exciting to move to a new house. That's awesome.
Yeah, everything's been delayed because it snowed last week, and I don't know how Jersey handles snow, but Portland cannot fathom the very thought of a single snowflake in the air.
We're pretty good about snow here because we get it, or we used to get it all the time. I think this winter, in my city specifically, maybe 2 days we've had snow. It's been terrible. I mean, that's what's bugging me. The zero amount of snow that I've got to frolic in this winter.
Right. I saw
very sad about
a
it.
dog TikTok that was complaining that New York City did not get enough snow because that
we just got nothing.
Yeah, the dog loves the snow, and every year he's like, "I'm going to frolic through the snow," and he just couldn't this year. You know,
My border
dog talk.
collie used to frolic through the snow while chomping. So it would just
Little
chomp
shark
the
dog.
snow.
Ow,
Yeah,
ow, ow.
it's very cute. And when we had a really high, we had that blizzard in like 1998 when I was a kid, and you would just see her little tail wagging
Yeah.
above the snowdrift while she chomped her way through. Very cute.
My dad used to talk
Not
about he had a
best dog
dog.
ever.
My dad had a farm dog, and it was, through the wheat to the wheat's 3 foot high, and the dog would you just see like that scene in Jurassic World where the raptors are coming through the grass, and so you just see like the faint indentation of this dog, and then every now and then it would jump to like check where you were. So you do like, oh, there you are. Okay, there you are. And so you had to just trust that the dog was around because you just couldn't see it until it jumped up to check where you were.
So
So
it's
dogs,
scary,
man.
a little scary, but fun.
I think it was like a border collie, or maybe it was like a cocker spaniel. So like, who
Uh,
knows? Because Bradley doesn't know what breeds of dog are. You'd have to show him a bunch of pictures of dogs before he was like, yeah, that one.
to figure it out. Ugh.
Plus, with the farm, they probably just found that dog somewhere.
I was
The
I was trying to think of a
side of the road.
segue for today's topic, and I can't.
Speaking of adorable things that fly, jump at you. So this is the first bee that I know nothing about. I think because we don't have them here.
You
I
do
don't know.
have them there
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I don't know anything about them then.
in Oregon anyway. I don't know about Portland specifically, but
Right.
you've got
But
two western species.
so this is the very deadly sounding cicada killer.
Yes,
It
it's a very
kills
metal name
cicadas. Yeah, it is
for
a
a
little
wasp.
intense. Whereas everyone else is like honeybee, mason bee,
Well,
bumblebee,
well, this
cicada killer.
this little buddy is not a bee; it's a wasp. So
Okay, so I'll put him on the yellow jacket side of the B
yeah,
team when I assemble the whole team.
yeah.
So
The
we just don't have a lot of cicadas here. We have like I think 2 kinds of cicadas, and they like aren't around here because we've chopped down all the forests to build a city.
yeah, because you're in a city. I could
Yeah.
see why you probably have never seen a cicada killer before, but in the springtime or like early summer, my friends and family love to text me messages of bugs and ask me, "What is this bug?"
What is
You
so
know,
and then you respond every single one. It's a brown recluse.
yes.
Are you
That would
sure? I
be
think
the
it's a type of
flying
fly. Nope.
brown recluse. Yes,
That is of course the brown recluse.
and but without fail, every year I get several text messages, and it's the cicada killer. Ours is the eastern cicada killer over here, and it's funny. Its genus and species name is Specius speciosus, and it just means fancy wasp or
Ooh,
handsome
you
wasp.
fancy.
Yeah, and
That's funny. They must have named it before they knew its deadly ways.
yeah, well, it's only deadly to cicadas. They're not
Well,
they're not a problem for us. I guess we should start by talking about what is a cicada. What is the prey?
what is a cicada and why is it living in fear of the cicada killer?
So you have seen cicadas before, right?
Yes. Again, they're not really, or we don't have a big boom of them every 7 years or whatever it is.
There are
Uh,
several different brood years that
oh, okay,
produce
okay, okay.
massive amounts of
And then
cicadas.
didn't they all like line up a few years ago? And so there was like 3 different kinds of cicadas all coming up at once.
Yeah, what year was that? Was that 2022?
2020.
Was it just last year? Or was it 2020? I was
No, I think it was
2020.
2020 because I think it was part of
Yeah.
the everything's happening at once here.
Yeah, 2020. I was out there. I was in was it Kentucky or Ohio? I don't remember what trip I was out on, but it was during that boom and it was wild. There were just cicadas all over my brother-in-law's yard. It was crazy. It was very cool.
They're pretty
Like
big, a
thousands.
cicada, right?
Yeah, a cicada's about maybe like an inch and a half
I mean, that's pretty
long.
big for a bug. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound
Yeah.
very big, but for a bug, if
It's a
an
chunky
inch and
bug.
a half bug was like flying at my face, I'd be like, gee whiz, it's huge.
And we'll probably do an episode on cicadas at some point. But
All I know is that they make a noise that people don't like. That's really all I know about
they
them.
make a very annoying So you'll hear them during the summer, and it's this long singing sound coming from the trees. But if you disturb them, they make a ratcheting noise that
Oh,
I don't know how
geez.
to explain, but it's very startling.
Okay,
And it,
I'll have to YouTube this later.
yeah. When I was little, there was like a cicada boom happening, and my friend they were all over the streets, and my best friend and I were walking to the library, and we were just poking them with sticks as you do as a child, and they would
Well,
just
because you're a
make
child.
the craziest noises. Yeah, lots of jarring, ratchety sounds because they're
Interesting. And
understandably upset.
not to make this whole episode about cicadas, but how do they make that noise? Because I know grasshoppers, they always be like, they rub their wings together, but that's like not true. It's like actually they have like a whole nother
I should
device for
do.
making sound.
I should. It is the wings, but I should do like a whole. We should do like a sound episode, like bugs making
Oh
sounds.
yeah, that'd be like a beautiful music episode.
Yeah, it'd be fun. So with cicadas, if you can picture how large they are now, the cicada killer feeds on them. The cicada killer is about 2 inches long,
Slightly bigger.
slightly
Wait, whoa,
bigger,
whoa,
one
two
and a half to
inches,
2 inches.
and it's a wasp.
Yeah,
Is it bigger than that? The what was it called? Not murder hornet. I know you hate the name murder hornet.
I do hate
It
it very much.
it had a different name that was like Asiatic something, but then they changed that too because they didn't want to
Changed.
like
No, it was
us
north. When we change all the common names all the time. No, northern giant hornet.
northern giant. Okay, northern giant. Great. So is it comparable in size to the northern giant, or is it bigger? Or is it smaller?
I think they're a little bit smaller. I don't quite
Okay,
remember what the size
only
was on those.
slightly small. Because
These are big, big wasps, like
that's
really
I mean
large.
2 inches on a wasp. I know I just said if an inch and a half bug was cut out, I'd be like that's a huge bug, but like an inch
For
2 inch
our
wasp,
non-American friends, that's about 5 centimeters. Yeah.
I would be leaving the area immediately.
they they're like the size of your thumb flying around. You can picture,
I
unless you
do
have
not want
a
this.
weirdly large or small thumb, but
I don't. I have a little baby thumb. I have little baby hands. My hands have been compared to a toddler's hands.
you do have little
Um,
hands,
I'll go
from
with
what
the
I can
baby,
see.
with the baby hands. They also look small compared to my big giant head. So I've got a big giant head and with the baby hands. It's like that thing where you're supposed to like compare your hand to your face. Mine, my 5 head doesn't compare to my with the baby
I
heads.
wish the listeners could see Amanda covering her face with her hand
They're
so they
gonna
could
hear
see
they're gonna hear
the
my
size.
muffled voice as I yeah. Well, I don't know if this was a thing where you grew up, but it was like, oh, if your hand doesn't cover your whole face, you're gonna die before you're
What?
25.
I've never heard that.
And it's just an excuse to get your friend to put their hand up to their face, and then you whack their hand so they slap themselves in the
Oh,
face.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like a thing that I would do to my brother when I was little.
it, mostly between siblings and
Sorry, TJ.
shout out to the little brother.
Shout out to my little brother who is like a whole foot taller than me.
Yeah, my youngest brother is taller than me too, and I'm like, this is gotta stop. But as we've discussed previously on the cast, I'm not very tall.
No, Amanda is tiny. For those who can't see her, which is everyone
My
but me and
little
Darren.
hands are
She's
proportionate to
tiny.
my not very tallness. Uh, anyway, so my little thumb is coming at me, and it's trying to kill
Wrestle a cicada,
beetles.
basically. Oh, cicadas are not beetles.
They're not beetles.
They are not a beetle.
What are they?
We're gonna do. We'll have to do a cicada episode.
We will have to do because does a beetle have to have a shell? Is that like
What? Wait. What kind of
wait,
shell?
no, not shell. Their shells are actually second wings, right? A beetle boy. You know what I mean? Like they have like a hard outside. They're
Yeah,
crunchy. They're like a whopper.
their second set of wings are hard, are
Yes.
armored. Cicadas have very delicate wings.
They don't have the hard boy wings
No,
on the outside.
there are no hard boy wings on a cicada. So
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say this now because it's a natural place for it to go. Did you? Okay. Hold the phone right here, Kelly, because I recently learned something about bug wings.
okay.
Most bugs have 4 wings,
Yes.
and the fly that only has 2 wings is the exception to that.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. We're all four
Okay,
wingers for the most
let me
part.
tell you a little story about something Amanda learned. So I was watching Sesame Street with my son,
Hmm.
as you do, and they had a little picture of a honeybee. You know, bzz, 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 I'm a honeybee, bzz, bzz. And it had 4 wings. And am like, "Puh, what idiot at Sesame Street didn't do their research and just put 4 wings on this honeybee?"
Oh no.
Turns out I'm the moron who didn't do the research. Honeybees have had 4 wings this whole time. Here we
The
are at the
entire time.
very last bug of the bee team, and I'm only just learning that they have 4 wings.
Well, oh no.
I've gone my whole life just thinking they had 2 wings. I
I
thought
mean,
2 wings was normal because the Beetle Boys. Clearly, I thought they were shells because I'm a fool. And the outside wings are actually just hard, and then the bee has had a second pair of wings this whole time, hidden beneath its other wings.
we've looked at photos of bees together, and you didn't notice
Okay, yes,
that
we
they're
have. But you're
that
gonna tell
they're
me,
four wings.
with a straight face right now that when you look at a picture of a bee, you can see 2 pairs of wings if you don't know there's 2 pairs of wings.
I mean, it might depend on the photo, but yeah, I can see it's got four. I will take the blame for you not knowing this, Amanda, because it perhaps I
I
was a
hope I'm not alone
poor
out there.
perhaps I was a poor teacher when I assumed everyone knew every just about everything is four wings, and that flies were the
No
weirdos.
idea. None. Zero clue that a bee had 4 wingy dingies. I'm sorry. I'm looking at pictures. I just Googled the word bee. And it's still, even knowing that they have 4 wings, I really gotta look to find those
Well,
little, because the second pair of wings is small. And maybe I'm just used to birds, because to my eye, it just looks
wait,
like,
what? Are you comparing bugs to birds now?
well, I'm
What
comparing.
about your best friends, the dragonflies and damselflies?
Well, they were a different kind of bug, so they got to have a different kind of wings. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't know this. I just didn't, and truly, it shows what a bug fool I am that I did not know.
You're not a bug fool, you're a bug
I'm a
learner,
I'm a bug
and that's
fool.
okay. A bug learner.
All right,
Uh,
I'll be a bug learner for you.
well,
I'll be a bug learner.
so there's no confusion. This wasp has four wings.
From this moment on, I think we can go ahead and say all these bugs have 4 wings, unless you explicitly tell me that they only have 2.
Unless there
Because
are
I think,
dipterans, which are flies. Yeah.
well, I just think the whole, like, a ladybug technically has 4 wings
Hmm.
because the outside wings are hard.
Yep. Yeah, those are
Like,
still
I'm sorry,
wings.
this feels like lazy scientisting to me. I feel like you need a different name for when the
Like we
wings are
shouldn't call
hard.
them wings.
You
Maybe.
shouldn't call them wings. No, that's my official stance. A ladybug has 1 set of wings and 1 set of
Well, I mean,
faux carapace
the
wing
covering does
sections.
have a name, but I'm trying
Ugh,
not to be very jargony.
well,
I've been told by my husband not to use a lot of jargon on the podcast because people don't want to hear it.
well, we're
But we
trying
do
to
have a
be
scientific name, Elytra, for the wing coverings. Not coverings
Elytra. That's
for
a great name.
the hard wings.
Like, that's Elytra feels like the name of
But
like a mud
again, I'm trying
queen.
not to use jargon. Yeah.
All right. Well, oh, yes, I have seen the Elytra in Minecraft. Sorry,
Oh, it's
producer
in
Derek
Minecraft.
says that it's an item in Minecraft and it lets you like
Oh,
glide, but really it just lets you kind of super jump. If I'm honest, um,
I have not
Minecraft
played
has recently come to my home.
Minecraft in a very long time, so I don't
Well,
remember. You have little guys, so I'm sure it's
yeah, it's here to stay. I think it was my what's bugging me from last week was Minecraft. Uh, anyway, back to this 4 winged 2 inch long wasp.
this terror
This
of the
terror of the
skies.
skies.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. So what's really neat is they go out and they catch cicadas, and the cicada weighs twice as much as the wasp because even though the wasps are big, the cicadas are bulky from munching and munching and munching to become
Yeah.
adults, and they still manage to carry this big old bug that's twice their weight you'll see them flying through the air carrying them. It's very cool looking. I'm sad that you don't live in a place where they're prevalent in your city.
Sorry.
Because you should see them. They're very cool. I've seen them here, like fly by carrying a
That
cicada
sounds
in there.
horrifying to me. Like,
It's a little bit.
like, oh, there you go. There's just two. The battle of nature has begun on my porch.
It's more horrifying if they land on you, which occasionally they might because they're tired.
Oh,
So
So is that? I know that there's like that wasp that kills tarantulas. I believe it's called like a tarantula hunter or something.
tarantula hawk wasp.
Yeah. And the tarantula is bigger than the hawk wasp. In that case as well. Is this pretty par for the course with wasps? They're willing and able to kill things that are even bigger than them, or at least in this case heavier than them.
It depends on their venom, how potent their venom
Oh,
is. So the females, like the rest of our wasp friends, have that modified that stinger that will produce venom. The males don't have that because they don't need it. So the females will find cicadas in the tree, inject venom into them, and normally you'll hear the cicada singing, and when a wasp nails it, its tone changes, and it becomes more high pitched.
So it's like la la la.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I would do too if I got stung by a wasp the same size as me.
Yeah,
that just seems like the natural
terrifying
course of things.
So they sing, and if you're listening, if you're trying to find these wasps, you listen to that change in pitch of
you
the
listen
wasp,
for the
of
carnage as they
sound.
work their way through a tree of cicadas.
And then you'll see the cicada usually fall to the ground, and the wasp will collect them. So again, these are the females doing this with their, here's some modified ovipositor. So the ovipositor is how they lay their eggs and how they envenomate things. And they will bring the cicada back to these little tunnels. So these are not social insects. These wasps.
So it's another one of those solo wasps.
Yep, solo wasp. Although you will find them, they like to dig tunnels near each other. So you might go to a spot in the ground and see 5 or 150 of these tunnels all next to each other.
So they form little neighborhoods, but they don't technically live together.
Yeah, they're not. So this would be called gregarious. They're gregarious because they like to be near each other, but they are not social because they don't live together and perform tasks together. They are separate. They live separate lives. No queen, none of that stuff. So they dig out these tunnels and they make little cells and they start putting dead cicadas, or not dead, paralyzed cicadas into each tunnel. And it could be 1 to 3 cicadas per room. It looks like if there's only one cicada, the egg that they lay is male. And if they put 2 to 3 cicadas in there, it tends to be a female egg. So it's kind of interesting, right?
So they just gotta feed up the ladies need more food.
Ladies need more food. Ladies are a little bit bigger than males.
Well, because we've discussed before that like the unfertilized eggs become males in some. Is that correct?
Yep, yeah, in some.
It's okay. So the ladies require more to be made, and I hear that that's not uncommon, like across, the animals.
Animal kingdom.
Because like crocodiles, like the sex is determined by like the heat in the nest.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's like you need warmer or colder. I don't know which way it goes, but like
I don't remember. But I know it's a temperature thing for crocodiles.
But like the females are like typically across the animal kingdom, the female is more productive for the species because it makes more of the species. So you gotta have good conditions to get good healthy.
You need many females to make eggs and an offspring, and you really only need a couple males to fertilize. So males are just not as important. Sorry, males.
Sorry,
in that regard. So she brings these paralyzed cicadas in. She lays one egg right around the hind limb of each of the cicada, of only one cicada. So if there's 3 cicadas in the den, there's still only going to be one egg. What's kind of interesting about this is sometimes other females will come in and also lay an egg in there. So they do a little bit of sneak.
A little bit of cuckoodom.
Yeah, a little bit. because they leave the nests open briefly to go gather more cicadas or before they plug them up. But it's pretty neat. These tunnels are noticeable. They fling dirt all over the place, so if you walk by one and you see a bunch of these almost messy, large anthills, it's a wasp. And it may not be a cicada killer, it might be some other wasp, but that's what they kind of form.
Oh, yeah, because the Mason, was it the Mason bee make those tunnels, which are similar to what we're talking about here, or and then the
Not the
no, not
mason bees. Mason bees are in. They like to be inside,
a
more like
shelter of some kind.
tubular structures. Yeah.
Yeah. So a Mason bee likes to be in a tube,
These guys
but
just
the
dig a
cicada
tunnel.
killer is more in a tunnel. I'm not
Yeah,
sure I
yeah.
understand
They
the.
dig a tunnel out into the ground,
Oh,
and the
okay.
tunnel can branch. So the tunnel will
Okay,
branch
okay,
to
okay.
accommodate up to 16 eggs per
Okay, so they're making more
per
like
session.
a branch, a fern
Yeah.
under the
Yeah.
ground and laying multiple eggs. Okay, okay, okay. I see.
So the females can lay up to about 16 larvae, and if we consider a 50-50 sex ratio between males and females, that's about 30 to 40 cicadas per female per tube system. So that's a lot of food. It's a
That's
lot
a
of
lot.
cicada murder
That's a
going
lot of
on.
cicada murder. Are cicadas one of those? I mean, we talked about how they all came out in that brood a little while ago, but are they one of those bugs that there's just a million of them?
They come
Again,
out
I don't.
every summer. So there are, they're called, I think, what is it, dog day cicadas, where they come out every year. And then you've got big broods. So they're in there and they're paralyzed and just waiting for the larvae to hatch.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
so when
not
you
they're
say
not dead. They're
that's what I was about
alive.
to say. Like, when you say paralyzed, they are not dead. They
No,
are
no.
merely incapacitated, waiting, terrified for the buggies to hatch, and then they're going to nom 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 them while they're still alive.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My gosh, this podcast has become a horror show lately. Between
Between cordyceps.
cordyceps and like mouth shredding plants and bugs are cruel. Okay, so you're paralyzed. The okay, so a wasp as big as you comes.
I like
She
you're doing this from
stabs
the
you.
cicadas
We're doing it from the
viewpoint.
cicada's perspective. You get stabbed. Now your singing voice is higher. You're now a soprano.
Mhm.
Uh, they carry you bodily, struggling
Mhm.
all the way
Well, no
to
longer
their.
struggling because you are instantly paralyzed.
Well, I just mean they have to struggle under
Oh,
the heft of you
oh,
because
yes, yes. The
yeah,
wasp is struggling.
the
Sure.
wasp is the one. The least they could do is struggle to take you back to their tube system with all their lady sisters and shove you down a tube into
Mhm.
your own little compartment where you may be waiting with one or two other cicadas who have also met a similar fate while
Mhm.
you wait for the larva to hatch and nom 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 you.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
getting this right? Am
yeah.
I am I
Yes.
properly horrified?
I'm sorry. This is a rough episode. If you're a cicada or a cicada enthusiast, yes.
Sorry, cicada lovers.
So that little eggy hatches in about 24 to 36 hours, and then a little larva emerges. And a larva looks kind of like, we've seen photos of beetle grubs and baby bees. All that larva kind of looks sort of similar. And what they do is they start burrowing down into the abdomen of the cicada.
So they're on the outside at least
They're on the
because
outside. Well, for now.
somehow I find that's true for now
For now.
because I find the lays eggs inside of you to be much worse. I don't know why that is the thing that I don't
Because it
know.
reminds you of Alien Chestburster, right?
Oh yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
it.
This
No
is
one wants
going
that.
the other way. So they burrow into the abdomen, and then they eat the cicada's body from the inside out, leaving an empty little husk.
Yum.
Yeah.
I know we've already established that Cicada Killer is on the B team and therefore ostensibly a hero. But
Mhm.
this is some real villain work, I gotta say.
A baby's got to eat, though. Baby's got to eat. They can actually completely clear out one cicada's whole body in about 3 days, 3.5 days.
I hope they die early on in this process.
Um, well, given the weirdness of the bug nervous system and where their nerve ganglions are, they might be alive for
For a while?
for,
Oh,
for
again,
most of the
villain
time.
behavior.
Yeah.
I know that we said the Yellow Jacket was like the rival to like the more button up main, but this is
This is
dark.
gruesome.
This is dark. This is like people are wondering why they allowed Cicada Killer on the team.
Cicada Killer is a badass. Yeah.
She's the ladiest. I've been drawing while you talk,
Mhm.
and I assumed that we were doing female because we had previously discussed making Bumblebee the only dude.
Yeah. Oh, there's no reason to do the male because after they mate, he just
The
dies
Gonzos.
like everything else.
He is not a cicada killer. He is a cicada simp.
Oh
Derek hates
no.
it when I say simp on the cast.
I can see his face right now. He's not into it.
He's not pleased. He's not a simp for the word simp.
Well, and then they have to go through the metamorphosis process. So after about 4 days, the larvae have had their fill of the cicadas
Of
that have been
murder.
left for them of the murder, and they start to make a little cocoon out of fiber, and this is just to prepare their bodies to become adults. And the cocoons are neat. They have little pores that lets them respirate and allows moisture to leave the cocoon. Otherwise, you know when you're in a tent and you're camping,
Yeah.
and
Your hot little breath.
yeah, in the morning
Gets all
everything
over
is kind
there.
of damp. Yeah.
Yeah.
These
I never
pores
really thought about
prevent
that
that from
breath
happening.
before, but it 100% is your breath.
It is, of course.
I don't like camping. Let it be known.
Oh,
I don't like camping.
I
I know that
love
your
camping.
feral child background
Yes,
says that you
I
love
love it.
I don't mind it for like a night. Maybe you might get me out there for two.
I think you would enjoy camping if we went together.
Maybe.
I
I
think I
just
could
don't
get you to
particularly
enjoy
like
one evening of
I
camping.
think it's my sensory issue. Like I don't like being
Mm.
dirty. I hate the wind.
Who
The
hates the
wind is
wind?
my mortal enemy. Well, I
I
don't know.
love
Something
the
about it.
wind. Oh, the wind on my face, through my hair. Love it.
I can't think of anything worse. I don't like it. I'm not an outdoor girl.
Oh, Amanda.
I'm just not. I'm sorry. That is something I inherit from my mother, who used to. I wrote a comic about it once when I was doing my comic studies in college. She used to braid our hair like tight against our head because she hates the wind. I think what it is it's the hair like
Oh, yeah, I have a lot
slap
of.
it against your face.
I have long hair, and I don't like when the wind does like one of
Yeah,
these.
and
Or
I
worse,
think I
if
get
I'm wearing
so hyper
chapstick.
fixated on the wind on my facey face. So I'm
I
not
get.
very word repeating today.
I kind of get that one. I don't like to wear lipstick because the wind will just blow, just my hair right stuck to my lips, and then
Yeah.
what am I doing?
What's this going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like camping. I don't like the smell of smoke, particularly. Actually, not true. The smell of smoke is fine. I don't like smoke in my eyes.
I don't like smoke in my hair.
I don't like
Then you
smoke
go
in my
to sleep
hair.
and your hair smells like smoke.
Yeah.
But
I like
I don't know,
sleeping
Amanda.
in
I'm
a
gonna
bed.
get you. I'm gonna get you out camping. We're gonna go camping.
I know it's a real shame because I do live
for
in
one
like
night,
primo camping.
It'll be fun.
Area of the world.
Well,
My dad loves to camp at the beach. That's what he loves. That's his favorite.
That's nice.
We were talking about camping, so
yeah, I don't like camping.
The little pores that they make in their pupa.
Right.
Case.
So if you went camping with me, you would not have this little cocoon that lets the respiration out
they have
and
like
the
those
humidity
nets
out
on the side that you can like.
They barely work.
Yeah, they're not great vents.
Well, because they want a breeze going.
Mosquitoes, your beloved mosquitoes, out. Well, they're letting your breath out.
Ooh. So they kind of go through that. We'll call it Cicada Killer camping time. So they go through about a few days of this camp time where they build this cocoon, and then they overwinter. So the adults don't overwinter. The adults die at the end of the season, and their babies, now full of cicada goodness, in their little tent, camp out until the next springtime, and then they fully pupate and pupation lasts for about a month, and they become adults, and then the cycle starts all over again.
Another one of those bugs that like it spends most of its time waiting to become an adult, and then it's not
These
an adult for very
actually,
long.
these are pretty long lived for adults. They live for about 60 to 70 days, which is a long time when you compare it to some of the other adults we've had on the show or talked about on the show.
Sorry, I'm clicking around on pictures.
It's okay.
Yeah.
60 to 70 days is a long time for an
Yeah, a
adult.
long time compared to like we've talked about some of like the fruit fly that lives for like 24
Mhm.
hours, which we haven't discussed, but a lot of the bugs, I mean, it's just, I've heard before that you only have like 1,000,000 heartbeats. And
What a
so like once
horrible
you
thing to track. I don't want to
well,
know that,
so like a rabbit only lives 1,000,000 heartbeats and it heartbeats really fast, so it only lives a couple years. That's what I've heard. I'm sure it's
I don't
100%
I
inaccurate,
don't
but
know how
that's the
scientifically
idea.
sound this sounds, yeah.
But but bugs don't really have the same circulatory system, so I'm not sure they fall under the same
Yeah. I love that
how many
seems pretty
heartbeats does a
pretty
cicada killer have?
spurious.
Clearly none, because it does not have a heart.
Oh.
Metaphorically or physically.
Well, at least though, for a wasp that large, they're pretty docile, so we don't have to worry about them.
Well, I'm not a cicada. It's not after me.
Well, they're generally non-colonial insects are less likely to sting because if they get into a fight and they lose, there's only
Mhm.
them, right?
Only them.
So if
Solo.
bees get into a fight and a couple bees die, you still have the rest of the colony to take care of the queen and raise all the larvae. So when you're solo, you're a little less likely to go hog wild on the stinging. Their sting is also pretty weak. Our friend Justin Schmidt of the Justin Schmidt Pain Index, he gave them a 0.5 on the pain scale.
We should at this point acknowledge
Hmm.
that we recently lost Dr. Schmidt. For
Yes.
all of the ribbon we've done on this podcast, we do really respect his work and really think he was an asset to the entomology community. And we're sorry to hear that he has
He's passed away, yeah.
he's shuffled off this mortal coil, off to be heaven or wherever it is that he'd prefer to go.
I hope there's lots of bees there wherever he is now. I hope
Wherever
it's
he
full
is,
of
I hope
bees.
he's getting stung by
No,
the.
no, I don't want him to be stung. I want him to be happy.
No, he likes it. He clearly liked it. He
I hope he
clearly
enjoys
liked
it.
it.
Yeah. His book is excellent. Everyone should read his book. I think we talked about that his book in a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was an awesome asset to the entomological community, and he and his work will be missed.
Yeah.
As much as we made jokes, he's awesome.
Well,
He was
yeah,
an
we
awesome
should probably
guy.
lay off the ribbon for a few for a few podcasts, but then we'll get back to it because honestly, it's what he would want.
I think so.
I think so. I think he enjoys pain of all kinds, including us making fun of him sometimes.
What is his book again is Sting of the Wild, which is such a great pun. A great pun title too.
It's
And
clearly
very
he was a man
very
of
easy to
taste and
read.
culture.
Yeah, it's not just for scientists. It's an easy read.
I mean,
book.
anyone
I
who
enjoyed
gets
it.
stung and then his first instinct is to like describe it as a connoisseur of stings.
Well,
That's a guy. That's
one
a
of the
guy.
best parts in the book is that you learn that his wife, who is also an entomologist, went with him.
Oh, so she's
to
witnessing
gather
all this.
Yeah, to gather the insects, and it's
Theoretically,
great.
she's the one who has to take care of him afterwards.
It's a
So he's
great
like,
story. I think she was stung too. So
oh,
everyone is.
really? Because I was reading, when we heard that he had passed, I was reading some anecdotes of his, and he was talking about like going on Hollywood sets with bugs and stuff, and trying to make it look like a bug was dangerous, but oh, psych, it was dangerous. Oh no! I want to know who someone got stung by. It wasn't a bullet ant. It was something else. I don't know, but they got stung and they like took it like a champ, and he was like all impressed in his article. We're like, he was tough. He toughed it out. He's a tough guy. And I was like, I gotta know who this was.
I would like to know who that is now too.
Because I was imagining
he seems like
Vin
he had a
Diesel
really
or The Rock.
interesting life.
Yeah. So
I hope it was a woman.
Oh,
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Tough it out.
Just
I
Emma
say
Stone
as
just
someone
really out the
who's
bite
never
of a
been
bug.
stung by things. Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah, you're the opposite. You had no idea what it's like to be stung. I can't believe. I know I say it every time. You're gonna have to come on the cast one of these days, having been stung, and be like, it's happened. It's finally happened.
I will. I will. I'm sure I'll do some field work, and eventually
Some
something will
bug will get
sting
you.
me, and then we could do a whole episode about what
About
the
venom.
the pain index and how I
The
felt
pain
about it.
index, Kelly's pain index.
But Dr. Schmidt called the cicada killer "gentle giants of the wasp world," which is so sweet. What a sweet title.
That is nice. I
Yeah.
mean, they clearly could take us out if they wanted to, but choose not to because they're gentle.
Well, they're gentle, and their sting pain is very mild. I've had one land on me before. Uh, I think she was just resting. It's not. She did not have a cicada at the time. She just happened to land on my shirt, and then went about her way. But they are very big, and when they hit you, you feel it. There's impact.
Bonk.
Yeah, they're a little bit heavy, so they're pretty cool. I think while you're drawing, I have a little list of superpowers we can go over. At least
Okay,
what I
yes.
would
Superpower
assume.
me, and I will make note of all of them so I can make sure to incorporate them.
So one is paralysis, right?
Okay,
Because
okay.
the venom, and the
I'm gonna put that
stinger.
as poison.
Boy, but venom.
Okay, fine.
Flight. I always forget to list flight as a superpower because I think it's very obvious.
Yeah.
I think producer Derek yelled at me once about that, and I'll never forget it. So flight. I put efficiency. They're very efficient because one female can catch over like 30 plus cicadas in her, short-ish lifetime. And strength to carry something twice as heavy as you is pretty impressive. Sneaky, because some of the females will sneak into tunnels of rival females and lay their eggs on their food. And then I don't know if docility is a superpower, but maybe gentleness. I don't know how that would work for our B team though. Like a gentle giant.
Well, just clearly. I, okay. You read this list of superpowers, and it reads ninja to me.
Does it? Ooh.
Yes. So I think we'll give her a ninja stance here. Maybe the double kunai. Because that's the most ninja of all the of all the weapons. The double kunai is the most ninja. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to. Maybe she just doesn't get involved until it's time, and then she's in, she's out.
She's
She's a
waiting.
ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, possibly of a dubious moral code happening on this bug.
She's got to feed her devoted mother. She's got to feed her children.
So many of these bugs are willing to do horrible things in the name of their children, which, as a fellow mom, I can appreciate.
I think a lot of folks don't think about the maternal care that goes into of insects. I mean, they don't just. Some of them do just lay eggs and then peace out, but others are very tentative to their young. They leave food for their eggs and their larvae. There's a lot of care going into that. There are some parents, some father arthropods who do similar things and take care of their young. So it's not just the ladies. So how's the drawing coming?
Okay, so I've got her in a kind of, like I said, double kunai pose, crossbody pose here. I've made her legs too long because that is what happens when I'm drawing and talking at the same time. So I'll have to adjust her proportions a little bit.
They're pretty lanky. I'd say this is a lanky wasp. It's got to be able to grip a whole cicada. So maybe you're not too far off.
Then I better make her arms long. The problem is that both her arms are short, but her legs are long. So I'm gonna have to adjust one of them. Yeah. She's got the most wing-shaped scarf so far. I guess I say so far, but this is it. This is the last B of the B team.
This is we're finished with the B team. How does it feel to have assembled a whole team?
Pretty good, and I can't wait to do some art about it. Okay, let's see here.
I can't wait for you to make a movie type poster.
Yeah, I really want to do because there was a Power Rangers run a few years ago. I think through Dark Horse, but maybe it was Image. I think it was Image. Now that I say that, but I heard that the Power Rangers run of the comics was really, really good. They had a Pink Ranger focused one that like Babs Tarr did some work for. I heard it was really interesting. Like a lot of shows they really expand the lore in the comic books. They
Yeah.
just don't care about it on the show, just because that's not what the show is.
They
The
really
show is
flesh things
for
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
the show's for 6-year-olds to punch each other. Like, that's what the show's for. But in the comics, they can get into some more, because they're assuming the demographic is older for the comics, so they can get into like where the Zords come from and that sort of stuff. Which, question: do you think that the Zords, the dinosaur robots, were
Mhm.
they also sentient, or were they just vehicles? Because they came when called.
Oh. Well, if they may be just like part of their programming to come when you call them.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, because uh, producer Derek is a big Transformers boy.
He is a very big Transformers boy, yes, and we love him for it.
Hold on, what's Derek saying?
Because he's reading
Yeah.
the comics.
Like the Transformers comics. The show, you'd never get into like, episode 1-esque deep politics of robots that are in disguise. But in the comics, you can get into that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna toss the basic form, and then we can add and take away as we see fit.
All right, I'm ready to see what she looks like. I'm excited.
Oh, Discord. Well, my Discord has to reload itself.
Amanda, how many legs out of 6 would you give the cicada killer?
Well, it's a BA, a bad booty, a BBB.
BB.
I think it's really cool. I think it's really intense to be like, to hunt something that's the same size as you. Not a lot of creatures do that. You pretty much go for things smaller than you, or you get a pack of you and go for something a lot bigger than you.
Right.
But to go one on mano and mano, bio on
Waspo a waspo.
Waspo against something the same size as you, that's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it 5 legs.
Whoa.
I am gonna say it's pretty cool, but a -1 leg for cruelty.
I thought you were going to give her -1 for being large, because it would frighten you if you saw them.
Again, this
You're okay
comes
with the
back
bigness?
to my bell curve of acceptability of size. Of that. Oh, hold on. It doesn't want to. Hold on. I didn't save the right spot. My bell curve of acceptability of size, of course, being small enough that I can crush it, acceptable. Big enough that I can see it coming, also acceptable.
Hmm.
In the middle, where it could sneak up on me and then be very large, unacceptable. Do not want.
I understand. Yeah. I think I would probably also give her 5 out of 6 legs, because they're pretty cool. And
Pretty cool.
I take 1 leg away because I get photographs of them every summer from friends and family.
You're sick of her. She's coming at you.
Sometimes the same friend or family member every summer, and I have to remind them, I told you last year. That's a cicada
Remember last
killer.
year you showed me this bug already? I'm like, yeah, but I forgot because it wasn't important to me. Here's the basic form, no colors.
But if listeners ever want to send me bug photos, I would love that.
But
feel
not
free to
of the
email
cicada
me
killer.
bug photos, listeners. You've got our email. Let's see. Oh, she looks good. She looks very good.
Yeah. Sometimes this happens. Other artists will know that, like, sometimes the dynamicness of a pose gets lost once you've like added heavier lines. So she went from pretty posy to like, I'm standing here with my kunai, but that's fine. No one will know.
Oh, she looks great. I can't wait to see the finished version with color. You've seen photos of the cicada killer, right? They're
I've been looking
pretty
at
brightly colored
while we were talking about them, and yeah, they are quite bright. I've tried to keep the B team unified in colors.
Mm-hmm.
Try to use the same colors over and over again between them. Hold on. I started to assemble them all in one spot. Let me send that over to you.
Oh,
and then
nice.
then I'll slip her in. I gotta take away the Bugs Need Hero podcast.
What, the logo?
The logo. It's still on the Yellow Jackets here. So with her, we need to get more ninja in her. I think the kunais need to be dripping with venom.
Oh yeah.
so that she paralyzes you. That feels very ninja-y to me.
Yeah, that does feel kind of ninja.
Because it feels like ninjas do a lot of poison work, but maybe I'm being influenced by years
Oh,
of
look at
anime.
that. Look at the bee team. They look so good together.
I don't think you've seen colored mason bees, so
I haven't.
so I can change her colors if you need me to.
No, I think they look at my friend Bumble in the background.
You do love Bumble, don't
I
you?
love Bumble.
He's so big compared to everyone else. Yeah, I could change Mason B. At one point I had her green, and she just looked out of sorts with the rest of the team, so I changed her back to black and dark yellow and that kind of red color you see with a lot of the Mason bees.
Oh, this will be great once Cicada Killer's in there. We have the whole team assembled. Oh, I can't wait to see the finished artwork
Our
for
first
that. Like,
team.
it's great. We'll
And then
think
they
of more
need-
teams to do in the future.
With Yellow Jacket and Cicada Killer on the team, I wonder how wholesome this team is. I wonder if they might be a little bit darker than say Power Rangers or something. Because I haven't watched Voltron. I heard Voltron's really good, the new show.
I have not watched.
So maybe they're more of a Voltron show where they do kill their enemies. I guess they kill the enemies in Sailor Moon as well.
Well, they're still all they might be a little murderous.
That's
but
fine.
We have to
Sometimes...
remember they're all still pollinators, including
this is a
our
pollinator
big friend
podcast.
Cicada. Cicada Killer's also a big old pollinator. So
well, yes, we didn't talk about that, but I assume that they still eat and drink from the flowers the same as all the other bees.
Yeah, just like the other
wasps,
ones.
as it were.
The adults, yeah. The babies get a little snacky snack that's different, but
a different snacky snack of a different kind. What did the cicadas eat? Leaves?
So cicadas live underground during their larval form, and they feed on, I believe it's sap. I haven't looked in a while.
So really, a baby cicada killer eats sap. There's just a step in between.
Yeah. A very gruesome step in the middle.
A very complicated and gruesome step in between.
I would say this is probably our most gruesome episode.
I don't know. Cordyceps was hard to get through for me.
Yeah.
But again, I'm like anti-mushroom.
Cordyceps was hard because of the photos I had to look at.
Yeah, you got off way harder than I did, because I was like, I just had to hear from you. You're the one who had to like look at the pictures of mushrooms coming out of caterpillar brains. But husband had to turn it off, not because of the cordyceps part, but because we were talking about dental work. You were like describing the chiseling of the bone jaw, and he was like, I gotta turn this off.
Oh, sorry, Cody. Sorry, buddy. He just fast forward through it if it's.
I guess he turned it on again after a minute. Like, he had to like take a breather.
Imagine being me in the chair. At least you're right. At least you're just listening to it.
I think that's what was happening. He
was a little too empathetic. A little empathetic there.
Well,
that's a sweet guy.
He's a sweet guy there. Yeah. He's a bumblebee sort of dude, if I'm honest. He just wants to sit in the lavender plants, spread good feelings. All right, well, if you want to send bug pictures to Kelly, you can find us at BugsNeedHeroes.com. We are also on Reddit and YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah, kind
of.
Sort of the dumpster fire.
We're mostly on Reddit, if I'm honest.
And Instagram. Find all of Amanda's artwork.
And occasionally cats.
Please check out, like, and subscribe our new YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you like to listen on YouTube in the car, if that's easier for you than Podbean or Spotify, you can go over to YouTube. We're working on getting all the old episodes up. Do we have most of them up now?
I think most of them are up now, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. We're getting a thumbs up from producer Derek.
And
leave us nice reviews on iTunes. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Or drop us a friendly email. We're friendly folks. We'd love to hear from
you.
It's BugsNeedHeroes@gmail.com.
Easy to remember. It's the name of the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Love you. Bye. Oh, that's not the end, though. The end is like the slower one. Oh, well. Bugs Need Heroes is created by Derek Conrad and Kelly Zimmerman. Hosted by Amanda Niday and Kelly Zimmerman. Bugs Need Heroes is produced and edited by Derek Conrad. Our music is Ladybug Castle by Roll Music. All character art by Amanda Niday. Got a bug question? Email us at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com. Check us out on bugsneedheroes.com for the visual companion to our episodes with the artwork of the bug-related heroes. We also have an Instagram, Twitter, and subreddit under the Bugs Need Heroes name. Thanks for coming by. I can't control when the madness will come for me.